going on, guys? Let's get to work. As you enter the building, guys, let's get to work. We got work to do. That's right. Make sure you double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Let's get into the content, guys. What we talking about, guys? We're talking about Epstein survivors pretty much saying Trump need to basically bow down and give them an apology. Well, they didn't say bow down, Basically, they want an apology, which I don't think he needs to give them, because it's like, when is enough going to be enough? It's like, okay, you wanted the Epstein files released. Trump says, okay, release the files. I'll sign the bill. You got what you wanted. Now you crying. Trump needs to give us an apology. That's the least he can do, because he escalated. When is it going to stop? When is it going to stop, guys? They blame Trump for every single thing. Now that Trump says, go ahead, release the files, I don't care. Because we all know what this is. They thought Trump was on those files. They thought there was some dirt being hidden. But there is no dirt. So Trump got them confused. Go ahead, release the files. Now you got the victims crying about they want an apology. Check this out, guys. Check this out. Let's get to the content. Let's go.
You're shaking your head yes when Congressman Khanna is saying that the president should have you and the other survivors there when he signs this bill.
He owes us that much. He owes us an apology, for sure. And I think that would be one way of showing some remorse for this drawn-out process that didn't need to be.
And you don't see this in a political way. I was listening to you this morning. You said you voted for President Trump, actually, but your plea was to stop making this about him and to essentially start making it about y'all.
Yeah, I mean, he really ran his campaign on this. This is why I voted for him. This release of these files has been so important to me for so long that when he ran with that, I really had some hope that someone was going to do something about it, no matter what the motive was, right, behind it, that he was going to release them and so solidarity with us. But then he completely flipped. And I mean, he was even working with our lawyers and stuff. So it was really hard to go from helping us to completely turning on us and then calling it a Democratic hoax when he knew it wasn't. So he thought it was just a political play. And I think that was wrong. And I think that owes us that
Hold
much.
On. Lisa, you're shaking.
Let me stop right there, guys. First of all, we got to look at a couple of things, guys. Make sure you double tap the screen, guys. Double tap the screen. If you're now watching the show, guys, double tap the screen. Tap, tap to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. The Epstein survivors, right, are basically crying right now, claiming that Trump owed them an apology. Apology for what? For what? What did he do to you? Guys, this entire Epstein file fiasco was nothing more than a smear campaign to get the American people to look at Trump like he got something to hide. Once Trump came out and said, go ahead and release the files, I don't care, now everybody's still crying. We got to make up our mind, guys. Do anybody even know what's on these files? I want to see the Epstein files. For what? What exactly are we looking for? Do anybody know? What are the victims looking for on the files? What exactly are they looking for? Do anybody have the answer? Do anybody have the answer of what the victims are looking for in these files? What exactly is on the files? Do anybody know? What's on the files? What exactly are we looking for? Do anybody know? What exactly are we looking for on the files? Do anybody know? What exactly are the victims looking for? What are they looking for? Because this is a hoax. How do you know it's a smear campaign against Trump? Because nobody knows what they're looking for. What are you looking for? Okay, here's all the Epstein files, Epstein victims. What are you looking for? You wanted them to release all these years. Okay, now we're releasing them. What are you looking for? Well, I just want to find, I just want to look at the files. And what are you looking for? Can't answer the question, right? Because all of these people are paid crisis actors. Yeah. Paid actors. That's it. Somebody said, how about justice? Justice for what? Epstein is dead. Are y'all making any sense? Epstein is dead. How do you get justice if Epstein is dead? How do you get justice? The calling for these files, ladies and gentlemen, is nothing more to find dirt on Trump. That's all they wanted. They've been wanting dirt on Trump since his first term. They've been wanting dirt. When Trump first got in office, they've been looking for dirt. Do you understand me? They've been wanted dirt on him. Epstein files, Epstein files, Epstein files. Now you got social media influencers going around saying they edited the Epstein files with AI. How could they do that? Who has that time? What do you mean edit? Is everybody crazy in America? Could one person tell me what exactly do the victims of Jeffrey Epstein, what exactly are they looking for in the Epstein files? What exactly are we looking for? Could anybody have a decent conversation without all the trolls, the name calling? Because this is all you guys do. You come in here, you start name calling, posting repetitive comments. You're just wasting your time. Could we have a conversation about the real issues? What exactly is going on? Because if Epstein is dead, what justice is being given to the victims if he's dead? Where are the intelligent people, guys? I don't know what it is, guys, but when we do these vertical live streams, I'm really expecting my platform to reach new audiences that are intelligent, that we can have actual conversations about what's going on. And it seemed like when we go live and we talk about these issues, we're trying to have a conversation about what's going on, right? These victims are crying that they want an apology from Trump now. I'm asking you guys serious questions. What are we looking for? Because a lot of you folks was like, release the Epstein files, release the Epstein files. Okay, you wanted the Epstein files released. What exactly are you looking for? What are you looking for? A lot of you folks that are Trump haters, you've been on the Epstein file release bandwagon for months, years. Okay. What are you looking for? What are you looking forward to finding on the files? Somebody said all the names. All the names of who? And what does that do for you? All the names of who, and what does that do for you? That's what I want to know. Transparency about what? What? Is everybody crazy? I want to know, is everybody nuts? Let me speak to you like you're a 2-year-old. Epstein is dead. He gone bye-bye. He's gone bye-bye. Epstein. He's bye-bye. He can't go to prison. He can't do any time. We can't punish him. He gone bye-bye. Do you understand? Epstein is dead. He's gone. We can't crucify him. We can't put him on a cross. Do you understand? Okay. All of you been crying for years. Release the Epstein files. Release the files. Okay. Trump agrees with you. Let's release the files. All right. What are we looking for? Because Trump is not on the files. That's what you thought. You thought Trump is on some file somewhere doing something with underage girls. That's what you wanted to see. Just admit it. Why don't you folks just be human for once and just say, I wanted to see Trump get exposed. Just say that. Don't be a hypocrite, man. Let's see. Shout out to Thomas for the $10 support. If you're not going to talk about what the topic is, we're not wasting our time interacting with you. So if your comment is not about the video, you're wasting your time. You said, talk to me if you're looking for real discourse. I am looking for transparency. I want to know the depth of his connection with, that has nothing to do with the topic. All right? Next, right? If you're going to come in here, right, talk about the topic. We're talking about Epstein files. We're talking about the Epstein victims. That's the topic. If you want to know anything else with what he's connected with, go ask Trump. Trump. Go ask him. Appreciate the support, though. Shout out to Miss Vernica. Shout out to you for the support. Says, what up, Ringo? Just came through to show my support. Big ups. Appreciate you sponsoring the show. Look, guys, we're trying to have a conversation about the Epstein victims, about the Senate pretty much voted to release the files. I think it's like 400 and something votes to 1. One person voted to say, no, don't release them. I would like to know who that was. That's crazy. But they're going to send that bill to Trump so that they could get his signature and the Epstein files will be released. I want to know from the Trump haters. If you are a Trump hater, right, put a 2 in the chat. If you are a Trump hater, put a 1 in the chat if you support Trump. Let's see who we got in the building, guys. Let's see who we got in the building. Put a 2 if you're a Trump hater. Put a 1 if you support Trump. Let's go. Let's cast those votes. Let's see what we got. Okay, we got a 2. We got a couple of 1s. We got 2s. So it seemed like we got a balanced house. So we got a house with Democrats and Republicans, it looked like. Okay. See, that's why, when I ask for the 1s or the 2s, it represents the Democrats and the Republicans, right? Okay. Somebody says, I support the truth. Yeah, I agree. Justice for the victims. Okay, all right, to you. Piss Knight, I have a question for you, right? If Epstein is dead, how do we get justice for the victims? How do we get justice? And don't tell me anything about money. Don't tell me anything about money. I don't want to hear nothing about money because all these women do is want to take somebody in to get money. I'm tired of that. You said justice. Justice is not you getting no money. Y'all want to put Epstein under the prison. He's dead. So how do you get justice? How do you get justice? They're looking for money. I don't care what nobody say. And see, this is why Marjorie got kicked out of Trump's good graces, because she was exposed. Because once she started saying she stand with the victims, she already basically accused Trump of having some sort of involvement. That's why Trump broke ties with her. It's not that Trump don't support the victims, but let's stop crying. Seriously, let's stop crying. Epstein is dead. How do you get the victims justice without focusing on money? Come on. They said you support PDF files. These people are unintelligent, man. It's like, it's weird. If I go live in the horizontal algorithm, I have intelligent people that actually have conversations with. I could literally talk to the chat and speak about topics. When you're in the vertical live streams, it's like you get people that are just weird, bro. Like they don't, like you can't have a conversation with them. It's weird. Like we're having a serious conversation about real issues, and it's like people are not paying attention. Epstein is dead. If Epstein is dead, how do you get justice to the victims? Because they've been crying about Epstein files. Okay, what are we looking for on the files? What are we looking for? I mean, guys, the insults, the constant trolling and insults, right? What it speaks about you is that you're unintelligent and you're just not a decent human being. You're a savage. When we're having conversations, civil discourse, right? Learn how to conduct yourself like an adult. Could you do that? Is this how you are when you're on your job? Do you walk around your job, hey, you idiot. Hey, Bobby, you're an idiot. You're just a loser. You're a sucker. Hey, supervisor, hey, kick rocks. Do you talk like that at your workplace? I don't think you do that. So why is it that when you're on social media, you're unintelligent, uninformed, rude, obnoxious, annoying, a troll, like you can't have conversations, you don't know how to be civilized? Is this how you are in the real world? No wonder dating sucks in America right now. No wonder people can't have friendships. No wonder family sucks. It's because people are evil, bro. Like, they're unintelligent. I'm asking simple questions. If Jeffrey Epstein is dead and the victims of Epstein been pushing for these Epstein files for years and years and years, okay, now Trump said, go ahead, release them. What are we looking for? You got people in live chat, they're saying stuff about, oh, they're looking for, whatchamacallit, a client list. A client list? A client list. So hold up. Who are we looking for on the list? We're going to go right back to the same questions. Because what does this do for you, the viewer? What are you looking for? Blood. You're looking for blood. You want dirt. You just want dirt. The lust for dirt. It's the same thing that they did to Bill Cosby, the same thing they did to R. Kelly, the same thing they did to Russell Simmons. Who else? Michael Jackson, yeah. And I think, was it Robert De Niro? One of them guys, or Al Pacino, I forgot who it was. They It's like there's always like a bunch of old women that come forward claiming they're a victim. And it's like, come on now. You were at the parties. You were getting your groove on. You were throwing that thing back. Now all of a sudden you're a victim. Man, I'm not buying none of that stuff. I don't care what nobody say. I'm not here to focus on the past and be all this goofy stuff. There comes a time in life where you just got to move on. These ladies are after money. Just like Cassie. Remember Cassie? P. Diddy? Everybody thought Cassie was a victim. Cassie was not a victim. Cassie was a willing participant. And here's the problem. A lot of you ladies, you're going to get mad at me. But the truth is, a lot of you be at these parties. A lot of you willfully go. And then when you get older, you cry victim. Somebody got to tell you the truth. The question I have for you is this. Watch this, guys. This is where we drop the bombshell. If all of these victims, right, were all young, naive, and dumb, right? Where were their parents? Where were their parents? Come on now. Where was their parents? Somebody said, bro, you victim blaming? If you want to call it victim blaming, they ain't victims, man. There's no victims. There's no victims. Remember the woman that sued Mike Tyson? That claimed Mike Tyson raped her in a hotel room? That was a lie. Tawana Brawley. Yeah. And everybody was siding with her. Oh, she's such a victim. No, she was not. She knew exactly what she was going to the telly for. Women don't go to tellies at 2, 3 in the morning. Unless they ready to throw that thing back. If I'm at the hotel and you knock my door 2, 3 in the morning, we about to get busy. I don't want to hear that I took advantage of you. You knew exactly what you was here for. Let's see. Shout out to G. Reich or Jerike 11. Shout out to you for the 10. Says there are individuals in the files that are still alive. Hold them accountable to the public. If they cannot be prosecuted, then they can be punished by the public via exposure. Okay, who are these individuals? Do you know their names? Who are these individuals? You said they're alive. How do you know that? I'm just asking questions. Who? What are some names that we're looking for? So we could get the party started. Who are we looking for? Because Trump don't really care about this. He's like, release it. Because what we may end up finding out is that all the people that have been trying to throw Trump under the bus may be on those files. Then it's going to be a real mess. Oh my goodness. Imagine the amount of Democrats that might be on them lists. You might see all these different politicians on the list and you be like, oh, wow, it's over for them. And y'all be pissed because y'all thought the files was going to hurt Trump and it end up hurting the Democrats badly. So be careful what you wish for. Be careful what you wish for, because I'm going to tell you one thing. As much as they saying Trump was holding back the files and this, listen, the powers that be been seeing these files. They already know about these files. You understand? And if Trump was on those files, trust and believe it, Trump wouldn't even be in office right now. If he was some sort of client with underage girls or anything like that, he wouldn't even be in the office. He would have been got exposed. You understand? So him basically not agreeing with releasing the files before or whatever the case is for a specific reason. And I believe he was playing chess the whole time. I believe Trump was playing chess with the Democrats for many years, just sitting back, watching how they play this thing. And they probably kept pushing buttons like, yeah, the reason why he don't want to release it is because he's on it. Yeah, he's a client. Because that's what everybody's waiting for. Everybody want to see Trump fall. That's what they, just admit it. How many people watching the live want to see Trump fall due to the Epstein files? Put a 1 in the chat. Because a lot of you are just not being honest with yourselves. Just be honest. You want to see him fall. Because nobody don't know who's on the files. Nobody can't give no names about, okay, who we're looking for. Who we're looking for. And Trump has been the best president for the United States thus far. Name a president that was doing the amount of work that he done. None. None. Biden sucked. Obama was trash. Nobody been kicking ass like Trump. Trump been standing on business his whole term. Come on, man. Ain't none of these other presidents been putting in work. Shout out to Paul for the $20 support. Says, you're right. Trump is 5 moves ahead of all these people. All the MAGA people who thought he was deflecting should have known better. He was just making sure all the cards were in place. And this is something that I don't think a lot of people understand, is that Trump is a businessman. Trump is smart. He knows how to think quick. Do you understand? So we're not dealing with some regular guy here. We're dealing with a man that understands business, understands wordplay, when to speak, when not to speak, and is wise. Those are the qualities for leadership. That's why you're not the president. Right? I can't do that job. I can't. I would be stressed out, especially dealing with folks like you that would want me dead. I can't do that. The way you guys be on social media, release the files. I'm like, dad, you folks don't get this man a chance. Well, I don't like Trump. He's sending the National Guard to get rid of crime, dummy. To get rid of these bums and thugs and gang members off the street so people can go outside again. How are we going to make America great again if these ninjas are in the hood selling drugs and committing crime? How? You got migrants running around, no documents, no papers, and they're working in all these stores, working on your car, and don't got no papers. No, you got to go, buddy. You got to go. But I got kids, Papi. I got kids. I don't know. I don't understand, man. I don't know. I don't like it. The ice, man. The ice. He come to the store and the supermercado and he take it in my kids, my bambino, Papi. I don't know. You gotta go. You got to go. Hey, but Ringo, my brother Umbugu, he tell me in my country that I have my documents. I don't know. I come to America. Oh, Umbugu. Your mother, she tell me, my son, that ICE is coming to the house. And I don't understand why Trump is so evil. I don't know. Jesus! No! Your documents, you gotta go. If you don't have your papers, you gotta go. But Papi, I try to tell her. She don't listen to me, Papi. I try to tell her. Hey, hermano, I don't want no trouble. I don't want no trouble with you, Papi. Don't let me have to go get my knife or go get my gun or go call my son. I don't want no trouble. Vete pa' allá. No me pegue, papi. I don't want no trouble. Get your paperwork. ICE is coming to your city soon. We're going to make America great again. Best believe that. Let's see what we got, guys. Double tap the screen. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, guys. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. You said you a clown? It is what it is. I don't want no trouble, papi. I try tell her, papi. Hey, primo. Hey. Primo, come to the counter and pay, lao pay. Hey, Hey, ¿qué estás haciendo, Lau? What are you doing over there, man? Hey, deja eso. No, hey, don't touch that, papi. Hey, why you pull out a gun? Hey, get out my store. $2 for that thing there. Now you got the Epstein victims crying, saying that Trump better apologize. Listen to this mess. This is crazy. Hold on. Let me see if I got this. Hold on. I think a commercial gonna come on. Let me see. Whoops. There we go. Let's go.
He owes us that much. He owes us an apology, for sure. And I think that would be one way of showing some remorse for this drawn out process that didn't need to be.
And you don't see this in a political way. I was listening to you this morning. You said you voted for President Trump, actually, but your plea was to stop making this about him and to essentially start making it about y'all.
Yeah, I mean, he really ran his campaign on this. This is why I voted for him. This release of these files has been so important to me for so long that when he ran with that, I really had some hope that someone was going to do something about it, no matter what the motive was, right, behind it, that he was going to release them and so solidarity with us. But then he completely flipped, and I mean, he was even working with our lawyers and stuff. So it was really hard to go from helping us to completely turning on us.
Trump is not sending no apologies, so stop it. It's not happening. You wanted the Epstein files released. Now you want Trump to bow down on his knee and apologize? No. Don't do it, Trump. We stand with you. Do not send no apologies. And don't let the victims come to the Oval Office to watch you sign the bill. You already given them the Epstein files. That's it. You got your files. Go have fun. I'm tired of everybody complaining. Seriously, I'm tired of this mess, man. Everybody just complaining all day. That's why Trump had to get rid of Margie. Marjorie up there complaining and trying to throw dirt on Trump's name. Now that he said, go ahead and release the files, now she playing victim. Oh, he turned against me and, he called me a traitor. You are a traitor. How you gonna put Trump on blast on the national stage on that news program and think that's gonna go away nicely? No, it's not. If I had somebody that I knew and they threw me under the bus like that on national television, we done. Because what you're doing is you're saying that I'm guilty of something when I'm not. Remember, Trump is playing chess. You guys just haven't figured it out yet. You don't think Trump already know what's on them files? You don't think many other people in high places don't already know what's on those files? They all know. And what's going to come out is going to make a lot of people that you didn't expect look bad. And Trump is going to be like this. I told you I didn't want to release the files. Y'all wanted them released. Okay, cool. Y'all think this has something to do with me? Oh, no, it don't. You're going to be very surprised. Double tap the screen, guys, to give it a like. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. Let me look and see what other news they got, because I'm tired of hearing them talk. So we're going to move past this apology stuff because Trump ain't apologizing to nobody. Trump is not the type of president that's going to kiss somebody's ass. He's not doing that. I already know how he built, how he moved. He ain't doing that, right? He already gave you the Epstein files. Take the Epstein files and have fun. But for these people to be literally coming on national television saying Trump owed them an apology, that's ludicrous. Because you're basically blaming him for the reason why it took so long for the Epstein files to be released. No, that's not how it works. You just don't get what you want because you want it. No, this is deeper than the Epstein files. All of this stuff is political. That's what y'all don't understand. The whole thing. So right now, the Democrats, their hands are tied right now because they're trying their best to get you distracted with Epstein files to make you believe Trump is there. But Trump is not even nowhere on no file, you know? And if he was, why would he tell you, go ahead, take the Epstein files, do what you want with it? Y'all thought he was on it, but he's not. Mm-hmm. So now that the files are gonna get released, I wanna see what you folks are gonna do when you find out a bunch of Democrats are on the files. I wanna see how y'all gonna feel. Imagine that. Some of your Democratic presidents end up on those files. Woo-wee! That's gonna be something else. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna say? I'm gonna make 1,000 videos. Oh yeah. I'm gonna make video after video. Trump, 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 all day. Trump, 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 Trump. Oh man. Because they about, the Senate already said they sending the bill to Trump. All he gotta do is sign. Once he signed, the Epstein files will be released. We're gonna know who is a PDF. We're gonna know which political whatever politician. We're gonna know who's who. You're gonna have celebrities. It's gonna be a firestorm. You're gonna have actors. You don't know who on them files. They're gonna have emails, documents of people paying top dollar. Woo! And it's gonna all come out. You're gonna have men unaliving themselves. You're gonna have details at 10. Actor such and such and such took his life in a hotel. It appears that the actor of many years, more than 40 years in entertainment business, took his life after the Epstein files was released. Details coming in at the noon desk. Bill, what do you have in the details? Well, Bill, what we have right now is the actor, he apparently hung himself in his hotel room. We don't know the exact details. We're still having a preliminary investigation about these incidents, and we're gonna bring you more in a minute, Bob. Thanks a lot. Now, back to our regularly scheduled program, guys. Tune in later on at 10 p.m. for more news. Make sure you tune in. And if you have any questions or comments for our news broadcast, you can contact us at 1-800-223-NEWS4. Thanks a lot. Back to our regularly scheduled program. And that's pretty much what they're doing. It's crazy. You're gonna have actors that are gonna be jumping off buildings. Literally, once the files get released, you're gonna have YouTubers on those files. You're gonna have YouTubers on those files. Some of your favorite YouTubers are gonna be on the files, bro. Man, you're gonna be shocked, bro. Somebody said, what if P. Diddy's on the files? Yo, imagine if P. Diddy's on the files. P. Diddy gonna be in jail. He's gonna be like, no. They already caught P. Diddy drinking. They're gonna add more time. He's gonna get 50 years. He gonna be like, you can't hold me down. What is that song? Ain't nothing gonna hold me down. Oh no. Right now they holding P. Diddy down in prison. Yo, this is crazy, man. I shouldn't be laughing. Yo, imagine P. Diddy is on the Epstein files. That would be crazy, man. That would be crazy. You could pass the soda. You took them other ones out? They probably turned to ice. You said now he's selling our military airplanes. Somebody said your mama on there. My mama dead, so I'm putting you on the block list. Very disrespectful. My mom died of cancer. So you got to go, right? Is this attention, or do you really believe? What are you talking about? You sound weird. I don't care if Michael Jordan and LeBron James are on the files. They need to come out. Why would LeBron James be on the files? Not LeBron. If Jordan was there, then yeah. But LeBron, no. Remember, LeBron, although, LeBron is not of age to be on those files. You said I sound weird. Congratulations. You like the beautiful bill as well? Yes, I like the part of the beautiful bill that says that the SNAP beneficiaries, they have to go through different procedures. And I'm also liking that they have to reapply for SNAP benefits. That way we could get rid of the fraud. Because a lot of people have been collecting SNAP benefits from people that are already dead. There's a lot of women, men, and children that have already died, and people are collecting 2 checks of SNAP benefits. So in order to get rid of that fraud, they have to reapply for SNAP benefits. So I think that's a great thing. Let's see. You know what I noticed, guys, about this chat and how most of you Americans think? You're dumb. Like literally. You know why? Let me explain why. I'm glad you asked that question. The first time in history we have a president that's kicking ass, a president that is actually making changes in the world, really solving problems due to the Biden administration and the Obama administration, all the crap that they did, and all the other previous administrations. We finally have a president that's actually making moves, doing what needs to be done, and all of you are crying. Like, you don't even know what leadership look like. That's sick. You're in America and don't even know what leadership look like. It's crazy how we literally complain all day. And this just goes to show that a lot of the men that are in America, they're not men, they're effeminate. Like seriously, they don't know what masculinity mean. So with all the things that Trump is doing, it just goes to show a lot of you guys don't even know how to run your own damn house. Because if Trump is doing what he's doing, and a lot of you guys are crying, it's no wonder your woman ruled the house. It's no wonder she end up kicking you out the house. It's no wonder you on child support. It's no wonder when your woman start talking, you got to go outside and go in the car and sleep. Because you're not the man. You don't know what being a man is. So when you see leadership, you get upset about it because you're thinking like an effeminate male. You're not thinking like a man. Real men recognize leadership and they support that. You know what I mean? Because when I was in New York, the migrant crisis, man, it was so bad. It was so bad. You see these damn moped scooters flowing all over New York. You can't even drive. You can't even walk down the street. You can't do nothing because you're going to get ran over by a damn moped. Trump had to come in and clean up shop. Come on now. Let's see. Shout out to Reg. Says, bro, just like you said, some celebrities are on it. Bro, what Trump did, nothing but sent money to Israel. I don't know what once you start changing the topic, you're going off. Focus on the topic. Celebrities are on the files. Well, we don't know, and I don't really care, to be honest with you. I don't care. I'll do videos, but I don't care. I don't really care about none of this stuff, like in terms of who's on files and all this other stuff, because Epstein is dead. If Epstein was alive, why we didn't get all of that information when he was alive? So it's like, none of this stuff is making any sense. If he took his life, right? They're even saying he didn't take his life. They're now saying that, oh, he's still alive. He just paid because he had so much money. He was able to do a Machiavelli, pull a Tupac or something. How do you know he's dead? I never said that. I'm only reporting what the news is. The news report said that he took his life, dummy. He took his life. That's the official news story. So how you going to tell me how do I know he's dead? That's the official story, right? You folks are saying he's not dead with some conspiracy theory. How could he pay somebody, get out of a federal prison? What kind of world are we living in where everybody's just dumb? The man is dead. Took his life. Why? Because he knew he was guilty. Okay, being that he's guilty, how are these victims going to get justice? Because I already know they're focused on getting money. And that's what they're fighting for. They want money. And if not money, they want to get whoever else was involved with Epstein. The question I have, and I'm going to always ask these questions, and I don't care who get mad. Why were these women at these Epstein parties? And where were the parents? And why is it that anytime it involves women, we have this outpouring of compassion and love? But when issues involving men, nobody gives two F's about them. When young boys are in school and their teachers are having inappropriate relationships with them, there's no outrage. But if it's a male teacher with an underage girl, the world goes crazy. What's up with this double standard? Why do we ban with alleged victims and we don't ask the logical questions? Because when you think about Epstein's run and all the things he was accused of doing back then, right? If you are someone who was alive back then, all of these celebrities in Hollywood, the music industry, all of them were dealing with prostitutes, underage women. They were in the music videos. Go look at all the music videos back in the day. It'll shock you. Go look at all the music videos in the 80s and 90s. And you tell me how old those young ladies are in those videos. You tell me. Those were not grown women. The music industry has been long time dealing with underage young ladies, getting them signed to record deals. Aaliyah. Do you see my point? Age ain't nothing but a number. Dame Dash, R. Kelly, what's the other rapper? Jay-Z. All of them were messing with Aaliyah. All of them. Foxy Brown, when she got into the music industry, you know how old she was? You know who she was dating? I could go through the list. Lil' Kim, this one, that one. You know how old they were when they got into the industry? And they were all dating grown men. That was the culture. So when you look at these Epstein files and these alleged victims, they wanted to be at these parties. You remember the situation with R. Kelly? Those women that R. Kelly was talking to? The parents put those ladies with R. Kelly. Knowing who R. Kelly is, they put their daughters with R. Kelly. Why? They wanted money. I'm telling you, this was the culture. This was and always been the culture back in the day. It's just that now everything's coming out. You understand? So when I see all these people coming forward, Epstein files, justice, justice, we stand with the victims and all this other stuff, I'm just asking the real questions. Why were you at these parties? Why were you there? And where was your mom and your dad? Because I'm tired of everybody making excuses for adults that are grown adults and they're still crying when we're talking about how many years ago. Like, what are you doing? You're looking for money. You're looking for money. Just be honest. With the show of a vote, how many people in the chat believe that the victims of Jeffrey Epstein is looking for money? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat. They're looking for money. Come on now. Let's see what we got. We got some 1s. They're looking for money. They're not looking for no justice of nothing. They just want money. I've seen these stories happen too many times, guys. I'm 48. In case anybody want to know my age, I'm 48 years young. And I'm telling you straight, that's what they're looking for. Somebody said shame on you. You can shame on yourself. I don't really care how you feel. I'm just asking the real questions. I don't got time to be playing in this game that y'all playing. See, this is how most people in America are. If you don't join their emotional bandwagon, they don't like you. You got to be emotional like them. You got to be fake. This is what they want me to do, guys. No, guys, man. My heart goes out, bro, to the victims, man. They got to do something about the victims, bro. We need to bring justice. It's not right. It's not right, guys. I was just talking to my cousin the other day about the Epstein situation with these victims, man. They were taken advantage of. And I think it's really, really tough, man, because we gotta band together, guys. We can't just let this go under the rug. These people deserve our support. They really do. So I'm calling for everybody that's viewing. Please pray, guys, for the victims of Epstein. Pray. And make sure you show some love to the channel, guys, because we're trying to bring closure to this situation, because these people, man, they did them bad, man. They were taken advantage of, man. That's what they want me to do. They want me to come online and cry and lie and be fake. Guys, I'm not fake. I'm real. When I look at this situation with all this Epstein file stuff, all I see is a group just looking for money, because Epstein is dead. And if Epstein is dead, we can't punish nobody. Now, if you want to see Epstein files because you want somebody else to be punished, say that. Say you want somebody to go to prison. But if these ladies are looking for money, that's all it is. It's not. Cassie was awarded $30 million. Why didn't she just go to court saying, I want to see P. Diddy behind bars? Because he took advantage of me, because he beat me up, because he sexually assaulted me. Why she didn't pursue prison time for him? Why she wanted money? Because that's what everybody want. Ain't no justice. Everybody look for a money grab. Albert says, you're a sick man. No, you're sick because you masturbate every night. That's right. Albert, how many times have you masturbated this week? Far too many. You need to stop, guy. You're going to go blind. Stop it. Get some milk. You know, stop whacking the wiener. Stop whacking the wiener. I mean, with a name like Albert, yeah, you're definitely whacking the wiener. Albert whacks his wiener. Albert going blind. Stop it. Let's see what we got. Albert taking Viagra. Albert be beating his meat with a vein coming out of his head. He'd be like this. Boom! He'd be sweating. This man be having like 10 computer monitors on with pornography on all the monitors. He'd be like this. I know it's true, right? Right, Albert? Albert's sitting in his house right now, mad as heck, bro. Like, how the hell he know I was whacking off, bro? Damn. Albert be driving to work, whacking off, beating his wiener on his way to work. That's nasty work, bro. To be whacking off while you driving to work? Car driving next to you like, what the heck is going on with you? You like this. Beep, beep. What? Bro, you all right? Yeah, he's having a seizure. He's having a seizure. Police, hello. A guy. Oh, woo! Pull over. Put your hands up. What the heck is on your hands? Some whipped cream. What the heck is going on in this car? Why is your pants down, Albert? I made a mistake. I was kind of hot. Hot? Don't reach for nothing. I was checking my equipment. Don't reach for it. If you reach for it again, I'm gonna shoot. It's just my wood. Pow! Bro, oh man. You John Bobbitt me now. Now the man is sitting in his car holding his wiener, crying and whatnot. It's nasty work, man. Let's see. Albert probably already done left the show, man. That man is pissed right now. I already exposed his whole thing, bro. Albert literally, before he even got to this live, he was beating his wiener. He beat off like 3, 4, 5 times a day, bro. Damn. Oh my goodness, man. Let me see. Nunn says, chat on behalf of the human race. We don't claim buddy. Report this live for harassment. You sound like an idiot. Report this live for harassment. Report these nuts. How you gonna come to my live and say, on behalf of humanity, we don't embrace this guy? I don't embrace you, demon. We rebuke you in Jesus' name. You're mad because I'm speaking the truth. Imagine in America, guys, you can't even share your thoughts as an American because some salty person cries all day. Imagine living around a neighbor like that. How many of you got Karens in your neighborhood? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 1 in the chat, guys, if you got Karens in your neighborhood. Neighbors who think they own your house. In other words, it's your house, but your neighbor think they own it. They think they can tell you what to do. Like you'll be outside, your neighbors be looking at you like, I don't know why they're always doing that. I'm reporting this to the HOA. How many of you got those type of neighbors? Those nosy neighbors, bro. I cannot stand them. They always watching you. You be on your yard, they mad. Why is he always on his yard? Look at those lights that he put up. I'm calling the HOA. Hello? Yes, I would like to report a neighbor. I don't know exactly what's going on. I just don't like them. They are annoying me. Yeah. What are they doing? Well, for starters, he have a Hellcat automobile, and every time he starts it, it goes brum, 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 and it shakes my house. I would like to have them, put a lien on their house and get them out of the community, please. A lot of you got neighbors like that. A lot of you got neighbors like that, man. Neighbors from hell, bro. It's crazy. Let's see what we got. Let's see what other news we got, guys. Let's see what other news we got, guys. Double tap the screen. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already, guys. Let me see. Give me a minute. Okay, let me go to another news report. Let me let this play. Gotta wait for the commercials to end. Give me a minute, guys. Give me a minute, guys. Give me a minute. Let's see. What's up with you folks keep saying Trump swallowed Bubba and all this other stuff? What kind of fruity stuff you guys are on? Like, y'all like stuff like that? 'Cause I notice a lot of y'all keep saying that. Like, why is it that men want to know about other men swallowing men? Like, you guys got to check that energy that y'all got. That's some weirdo stuff. Right? Let's see. You said deflection. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm waiting for the news to come on.
Production, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
All right.
And there you have it. That is the outcome, and some cheers there coming from the floor of the House of Representatives. Let's go back to Manu Raju, who is there outside of the Capitol. A successful vote here with, again, one nay vote, it appeared, at the end. Is that right?
Yeah.
One nay vote at the end, but otherwise everyone there voting for it, Manu.
Yeah, gavel down, the final vote, 427 to 1. A stunning, an overwhelming vote after a furious battle that has been really taking place for years, but has been intensified over the last several months in overcoming the opposition of the Speaker of the House, the President of the United States, ultimately forcing them to capitulate and side with the proponents of this measure, pushing it over the House, now sending it over to the Senate and putting it this on the lap of the Senate Majority Leader John Thune, who has yet to indicate how he will take up this bill that would call for the release of all.
Putting it on the lap. What? They were putting something on somebody's lap? Hey, yo, whoa. That's some crazy stuff right there.
Of the Epstein files. Now, we do have that one dissenting vote. That is Congressman Clay Higgins, a Republican from Louisiana. I asked him just last week if he planned to vote for this bill. He said he was a no, and he said he was concerned that it would interfere with the ongoing Oversight Committee investigation into all this. They have released a number of documents. Those documents, though, are mostly from the Epstein estate that they've gotten so far. This bill could involve a number of other documents, including that are in the possession of the Justice Department, which is why the proponents are pushing this. But Clay Higgins does not believe there's any need for this bill at all. In fact, we just have a statement from Clay Higgins as well. He said he has been a principled no on this bill from this beginning. He said what was wrong with the bill 3 months ago is still wrong today. And he goes on to detail why he believes it is in a lengthy statement here. He said if enacted in its current form, this type of broad reveal of criminal investigative files released to a rabid media will absolutely result in innocent people being hurt. So he is the lone.
You know what's so crazy, guys?
On this, but make no mistake.
You know what's so crazy about this, guys? And I gotta go there. I gotta ruffle the feathers up. Right? Everybody's talking about survivors of Epstein. What about survivors of the transatlantic slave trade? Mic drop. Where's their justice? We're talking about Epstein survivors. What about survivors of the transatlantic slave trade? What about them? Nobody want to talk about that. Nobody want to talk about all the blacks, all the descendants of slaves who are impoverished in America. 400 years of captivity, impoverished, 400 years behind economically, disenfranchised, language gone, land stolen, heritage destroyed. Nobody want to talk about that. You see? Nobody cares. This is my point. This is why I say I don't care about none of this nonsense. Because notice what I did, guys. We're talking about Epstein survivors, and everybody's talking about we stand with the survivors. How come nobody's standing with Black America and what they've been through during the transatlantic slave trade? Why nobody's talking about it? Where's the outrage? Where's the public outcry? Where's the humanity, the empathy? Where is it? Hypocrites, pretenders, selective outrage. But you don't give a damn about black people. Nobody cares. This is what I'm saying. You bring up a real issue, you compare it to something that's real, everybody go quiet now. What's more important? The Epstein victims or the descendants of slaves who suffered in the transatlantic slave trade on plantations where women and children and boys and girls were being brutalized, raped, sexually assaulted, violated? What about that? What about it? Let's talk about it. Everybody want to be quiet now. I screamed so loud my damn light in back of me stopped. That's a sign from God. Nobody don't want to talk. Got your attention, right? Anyway, let's get back to the news, guys. Let's go. Double tap the screen, subscribe to the channel, guys. Let's go.
This is a huge victory for the people who have been pushing this for years. Not just the victims who've been on Capitol Hill multiple times lobbying members, but the Republicans and Democrats who have banded together to push this through. The three lead sponsors of this bill, Ro Khanna, of Democrat from California, and Marjorie Taylor Greene, a Republican, and Thomas Massey, another.
The transatlantic slave trade encompasses every crime that's known to man, which includes sex trafficking too. What are you talking about? Somebody in the chat says, you are comparing the slave trade to sex trafficking. You're slow and uneducated. The slave trade was also sex trafficking. You don't even know what you're talking about. I suggest you go back to school. Let's go. Back to the content, guys. Let's go.
Republican people who are rank and file members forcing the leadership into action here, a really remarkable and stunning outcome. And now it's up to the Senate to decide what to do, and then the White House will it comply with these demands and ultimately release these files.
Yeah, you're right. At let me see who said that. JJ1 says, when you talk about that, they all say let the past go. They are all full of ish. Yeah, that's correct. They'll tell us to let the past go. See, when you're black and you talk about slavery, you talk about, the atrocities that was done to black Americans, right? Black people in America under the transatlantic slave trade, and even the descendants of slaves who are still suffering and struggling in America. The disenfranchised people, the people who don't even know their identity. If we bring it up, right? America will say, oh, let go of the past. Just move forward. Well, why don't these victims of Epstein just forget about the past and move forward? You see how that works? But if I say that, I'm the bad guy. You see how that works? See, when you're black and you bring up an issue, everybody want to brush you away and say, forget about that. You're dwelling on the past. Let's move forward and be good friends. So why aren't the Epstein ladies seeking Jesus Christ and forgetting about the past and just forgive and move forward? They got all of your attention. The whole world want the Epstein files, but the whole world don't give a damn about the transatlantic slave trade and how it affected black Americans till this day. I just spoke some real shit, went right over your head. It went right over your head because you actually don't care, and that's the truth. So guys, we're gonna wrap up the stream. Appreciate everybody stopping by. Gonna do some more content in the morning. Hopefully this video will make you think about a lot of the issues because nobody really care about black Americans. We act like we care about America, but when black Americans bring up real issues, we all act like we don't hear. But you want the Epstein files released and you say you stand with the victims. But when we ask you to stand with black America and the victims of the transatlantic slave trade and the descendants of slaves, it doesn't register in your brain. It's not important. No one cares. So guess what? I don't care about what's going on with them over there because that mess has nothing to do with me. Nothing to do with me. Do you see how that works? And that's my right as an American. Do I care about Epstein files? Nope, I don't care. I don't. But I will share the news, talk about what's going on. I'm not standing with no alleged victims when there are real victims out here every day that nobody cares about. You got real children that are out here being trafficked every single day, and nobody talks about their stories. Nobody cares about their stories. You got missing kids that have been missing for years, and nobody's talking about them. They're erased from our memory. Nobody's talking about them. There are millions of kids that are going missing every day, and nobody cares. But your mind is focused on Epstein files. I'm standing with the victims. Well, what about all the victims that have been trafficked already and nobody cares about them? Where's your outrage? You don't got none because you're a hypocrite. You're programmed to focus on what you see on social media or what you see on the news, and you jump aboard it like a bandwagon. You just jump on board. But the people that are suffering right around you, you don't even give a damn. That's the problem with America, man. We're fake, bro. We're fake. We have selective outrage. We get outrage about stories we see on social media, but stuff that's happening in your neck of the woods, you don't even care about. You know? It's sick. So we're going to get up on out of here, guys. If you're fake, I hope that you dream about being fake and that you change the way you are so that you could be a better person. You know, if you're new to the channel, appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate you subscribing to the channel. Over here, we speak on real talk, right? We don't sugarcoat nothing. We tell it like it is, guys. And I'm not no racist, just in case you're probably wondering. I'm not no racist, right? I just believe in speaking the truth about what's going on. My final thoughts about the situation. The Epstein files is going to be released. Trump is going to sign the bill. And once it gets released, I hope that you're all happy because Trump had nothing to do with Epstein. Yes, he attended parties. Yes, he known him at one point. But if you can do your research, there was a time when Epstein was being goofy around one of Trump's female employees, I believe it was, and Trump booted him from his situation, his life, or his circle, or whatever you want to call it. So once you understand all of that, Trump cut ties with that man a long time ago. And I think that a lot of you keep trying to tie Trump in with Epstein like they just buddies, and it's not that way. There's a lot of people I knew from back in the day, or I knew a year or two ago, that I'm not cool with them. You know what I mean? So sometimes people would look and be like, oh, you and him was great friends. And no, we were not. You're assuming that. That's not what the true story is. So once the files get released, hopefully you guys get what you're looking for. It may end up opening a can of worms. You may end up finding out that certain politicians and celebrities is on those lists. And I want to see how you guys play this out. I'm going to see if you guys hold all of those people to the fire as much as you're trying to incriminate Trump, because Trump had nothing to do with Epstein. So the whole hoax, the smear campaign, it ends. Once Trump said, go ahead and release those files, it messed up the far left. It messed up their mind, because now it's like, uh-oh, what do we do now? Trump agrees with releasing the files. So now the files are going to be released. And guess what? There's no blood. There's no dirt. There's nothing there that you could throw on Trump. So now what you're going to find next? What's going to be the next gossip? What's going to be the next smear campaign against Trump? What y'all going to find next time? What's going to be the next time? What are you going to do? Come on now. So guys, we're going to get up on out of here. Again, double tap the screen, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Hey, shout out to all my haters, all the people that hate me, all the people that, you know, they come here to troll and insult me. You know, I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate you too, because even though you don't agree with me, right, at least there's an opposing force of negative folks that, you know, give me a little pushback. It helps for the content. You know, I could roast you a little bit. I might block a few here and there. You know, it's good for some laughs. I might crack, you know, some jokes, or, you know, it makes the show a little more entertaining and fun when trolls come in. So I really appreciate you trolls too. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can come back the next time when we go live and you could troll some more. Bring a troll, a friend or two, and y'all can all troll together. Y'all can have a threesome while you're trolling, right? So guys, we're gonna get up on out of here. We're gonna make America great again. One person, one video at a time, guys. If you're on the road, drive safe. Shout out to all my truckers on the road. Shout out to everybody on the graveyard shift, the late night shift. If you're on the road, drive safe. If you're, traveling long distance, be sure to go to those rest stops, guys. Be sure to go to those rest stops. We don't want you driving while sleeping. And I know a lot of you experience that where you driving and you've been going from state to state and you drive and you're like this. And you driving, car going straight ahead, right about to go off the cliff. And you're like this. Turn on the music, turn on the music. You've been there, right? I know. That's crazy. You ever wonder, guys, the amount of times you've been driving and you fell asleep while driving? You ever wonder how is it that you ain't die? That was God. That had to be God. I know you know what I'm talking about. You damn fall asleep at the wheel while driving, and then you kind of woke back up and you still driving like this. I think your body is on autopilot. Even though you fell asleep, like your body, even though you fell asleep at the wheel, you're still driving. That's God, man. You got to give God praise, man. Y'all know, y'all ain't going to say it was you, but I know some of y'all fell asleep at the wheel. That's why I say go to the rest stop, get about an hour or two of some rest. I know you got to be where you got to be early, but it ain't worth crashing up, man. For real, for real. So, hey, I'm out of here, guys. Y'all take care and stay blessed. I'm out. Peace.